What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, check this out. I'm not the kind of person that like to do predictions or say I know something based on hearsay. Now, when you find a source to be reliable, you're still going by hearsay, which is why I always tell you word is of what I'm hearing, okay, and just giving you the news. As far as me forming an opinion on a person, it's solely based on what they say and do. So I don't care how many people hate Tyson Fury or hate Deontay Wilder or hate Anthony Joshua or hate Errol Spence or hate Terrence Crawford. That does I don't cater to people. I don't care if you love all those guys. Which you don't love them, you like them. Fuck, you gonna love somebody you don't know. Anyway, but the point is, when you give your opinions on something, that's what it should be based on. It should not be based on people telling you what you want to hear. Which is why I will go to the extreme of let me find that video where such and such said this and that and let me play it. It's only stupid people are going to debate facts. Okay. Now, I was asked, what do I really truly believe about Tyson Fury in this fight? Now, here's the reality. The person that asked me is a diehard Deontay Wilder fan. And when I finished breaking shit down, that person said, damn, yo, you deep, Aries. I got mad respect for you. Like, yo, and I told him, I said, motherfucker, I don't need your respect. I said, but the point, what I'm saying to you is, you all got it twisted. You think that if I'm saying something against Deontay Wilder, that is because I'm a Fury fan or because I'm an AJ fan. No, I'm not nobody's fan. Okay, I'm not anybody's fan. If I say something against Fury, Fury fans think I'm a Wilder fan or AJ fan. No, that has nothing to do with that. Now, I do like AJ as a fighter. I don't care for Fury as a fighter, but he can fight. And I don't care for Wilder as a fighter. At the same time, I'm not saying things in favor of AJ because I like AJ better as a fighter. The thing that people seem to fail to realize is you guys say a lot of shit that's just not true. Thing that you have no proof of. You'll claim one person is lying because they say something to call out the fighter that you like. But then you turn around and do the same exact thing. And my thing is, when you're sitting up here repeating something that came from the mouth of these other content creators, who you think you fooling? You're not talking to a stupid person. So when you guys seem to forget who you're talking to. As a content creator, you have to get the news. Why do you guys think I don't jump on and start repeating everything somebody else say? And when we make videos, one video that comes out is going to get a bunch of different responses. You're not sure about what's happening, and all of a sudden the next day or 2 days later you get, oh, guess what really happened? So now you're coming back to revisit the same thing. Okay, as a content creator, I know that's going to happen. Now, bottom line is this. I say what I say based on what the fighters do. Not what fans say, not what fanboys say. That has no effect on me. Now, true, let me say, there are certain times with certain fighters where you just get sick of hearing their name because their fans make you feel like, I don't even want to hear this motherfucker's name. You guys, like, they act like certain people are just perfect. Like I said before, like they're just on above everybody, they don't do anything. But no, when there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. Okay, put it to you like this. If you went to watch the news, right? If you went to watch the news today, and you turn on your TV and all of a sudden there's no news on, what kind of news can you report from off TV? If there's nothing for you to hear, what are you repeating or reporting? Simple. So if a fighter is not doing the same asshole things that other fighters are doing, I'm not looking for fault in any fighter. Certain people just have that asshole gene and they just simply have no problem with letting you see it. Now, let me get to answering this question. This Deontay Wilder diehard fan actually thought I was a Fury fan because of things that I was saying about Wilder and explaining like what like the fact that Wilder wouldn't respond when Fury was calling him out. He went into hiding. He made all these excuses up. But the conversation had the guy actually going, you're right, though. I never thought about it that way, but right, Wilder was making a bunch of excuses up. and he did say XYZ. Now you know what I did? I sat the motherfucker down and made him watch shit like, nah, watch this shit right here. Now, did your man, or did he just not say what the fuck I told you he said? And then they're like, yeah, you know what? Blue Blood has said, you see exactly my point. This is what the fuck you guys think you know about boxing because of what these guys are telling you, the lies that they're telling you. Why do you think when somebody tell you, we're going live tomorrow at 3, and they're like, yeah, we're going to talk about this and this, and they 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, they're still, yeah, we about to get in this, we about to talk about this. You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for the numbers to get up, and they're waiting for you guys to start donating money. And they're going to give you a story that you're going to fucking hear for free fucking 2 hours later. Okay. About Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury, his character, he says a lot of shit, and a lot of times I think he's delusional. I think he has a sense of humor, but sometimes I think he's bipolar. I don't know. Fury just he does weirdo type shit, okay? The guy can fight, and that's really what I focus on. But in terms of him fighting and the comments that he makes, I don't care what he says about Anthony Joshua or any other fighter personally. My thing is, stop calling fighters names out if you don't want to fight them. Don't call out Anthony Joshua, then go fight a fucking meatball, and then tell everybody how you'll do this and that to Anthony Joshua. But it's like, okay, it all sounds good. You'll knock him out in 3 rounds. Yeah, he's a bum. When is the fight going to happen? Listen, men don't fear no man. We're not afraid of anybody. I fight on Saturday and twice on Sunday. And then all of a sudden, nothing happens. Okay. Fury's yet to defend his title. Fury out his own mouth says, one thing about me is, you never know when I'm telling the truth or when I'm lying. And I felt like that was a stupid comment to make, especially when all this allegation shit, well, it's still going on, but all of this thing about him being a cheater and all this, and for him and a liar, and for him to say that, it was like, that was a stupid thing to say. Had Fury fans, oh man, you take everything he's so serious. Oh, Fury's just playing games. Like I told him, I'm not a damn child to be playing games with. Now, if you like that, keep that to your goddamn self, but don't come on my channel trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't say or how I'm supposed to feel. Okay. Watching Fury all these years and knowing he's a bit eccentric, but he just says weirdo shit. I'm not even talking about the eccentric stuff. I'm talking about just the weirdo stuff that he says. Like, he'll say something like, AJ's a bum, I'll knock him out in 3 rounds. If I don't knock him out in 3 rounds, I will retire. And I promise, I will read all this. You're not going to fight. You're not going to put your career on the line. Stop lying. You know, stuff like that. And all this stuff he's saying, and then he ends up not fighting AJ. He ends up getting into this situation with Wilder just to turn around and all of a sudden he gets COVID. You are a grown man. Your team are grown men. And you mean to tell me you guys are not smart enough to get vaccinated? During this pandemic, when I found out that they had a shot that they was giving, I needed more information. Like, I'm not going to play guinea pig. You're going to go stick me up. And now, I saw nurses taking it, doctors taking it, people in my family took it. That still didn't make me do it because they did it. And I'm like, okay. My main problem was not having enough information to know, like, is it possible that, 10 years from now, something could develop inside of you from this damn shot? And they really was not giving much information. So I waited and I waited and I waited. Okay. I'm preparing myself and I'm already working and doing things at a place where I'm around a lot of people. And through more research, my thing was, okay, like I found out they have a shot called Pfizer, for example. There may be more, depending on where you are, I don't know. And they have a Johnson & Johnson shot. Now, the Pfizer shot is 2 shots, and they're 3 weeks apart. So I got vaccinated, got my kids vaccinated. The Johnson & Johnson shot is 1. And what I'm hearing, that the Johnson & Johnson shot was causing blood clots. Now, is it everybody? I don't know, and I can't say that. But at least where I'm at, I heard no, not one person talking about anything other than, like nobody's having blood clots or nothing like that. Something that's like really having them in pain. The most that happened to me when I took the first shot was I had a migraine. Bad migraine. Felt nauseous, like I had to vomit. Just had this weird feeling. It just felt sick to my stomach. I didn't get the heavy arm. Second shot, I felt fine, but I got the heavy arm. That's fine. That's it. That I'm not worried about. I was talking about long term. Point is, I made a decision because if I'm going to be around people and you at your job, for example, and they tell people, okay, as of such and such date, if you have the shot, right, if you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. Everybody wants to take this mask off, especially now when it's hot outside. Who do you think wants to walk around with this damn mask on you all day? So people can lie and say they're vaccinated and they're not considering their health. They might look at it and think, well, everybody else got on masks, so even though I didn't take it, I'll be all right because they have masks on. So that means they can't get me sick. They'll think like that, not thinking like, well, what if somebody's a liar just like me and they're not vaccinated, and then all of a sudden I get sick from that person, or what if I catch it and then give it to somebody? Like, they don't think like that. Now you mean to tell me you are a grown ass man, your team, you guys travel, you move around, you have different people coming into camp, flying in, or however you want to do, however it's going for you guys, and bottom line, you're around a lot of different people, you're this close, you're all over each other, and you didn't think to get vaccinated? You didn't think for your team to get vaccinated? The shit's free. You guys are rich anyway, so I mean, but it's free. Now, if you have this fear of what the shot could do to you, do you not have that same fear of what can happen to you if you get COVID? So I'm listening to all of that, and to me, this is my opinion. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is facts of what happened because I don't know that. I always tell you guys, sit there, facts. Fact, that don't mean jack shit because you yelling facts. When I look at Tyson Fury, he looked fat and flabby to me. Tyson Fury always looked fat and flabby to me. Even when he's in shape, he looks fat and flabby to me. Even when he slims down. And I remember people saying, yo, you can see like the dude, his face structure even looks different. Tyson Fury's in shape. He's been, and all of a sudden now, the guy said he wants to come in and fight Wilder at 300 pounds. Now, here's the thing. If you watch Tyson Fury training, he's hitting the bag. He got shit jiggling all over his body, man. He looks crazy, man. Like I'm looking at him like, damn. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. But looking at him, I feel like he's not even close to being in the type of shape that he needed to be in. I feel like he needed more time to train. And I feel like he was smart enough to know those things I just said. And that basically he needed more time. So I feel like they came up with this lie because, first off, it's your personal business. Nobody can. One thing about having COVID, even to get the shot, your employer cannot ask you to provide that information because your personal information is on it. So they cannot, by law, ask you for that. So anybody can tell you they don't have it. Okay, just like somebody can sit there and tell us, the public, that they have it. I'm not. It's not like I'm going to be checking up to try to find a way to prove him wrong, or I want to find records of. No, that's something. That's his personal shit. My thing is for him to say that he has COVID. Now, mind you, he hasn't did a video to speak to anybody about it yet. Sounds familiar? But at the same time, it's like all of this time, you know, for the fight to go the way it was, for at least the information about the fight and all we were seeing was just videos of these guys. Really of Wilder. We wasn't seeing anything of Fury, really, you know, other than the press conference. But I just think, honestly, now I could be wrong. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to try to tell you that it's a fact. I don't know that. But I really truthfully don't believe Fury has COVID. And the fact of the matter is, Fury, he lies and plays like silly games. And, like, I don't have interest in trying to figure out if he's lying or not. You know, you're a grown-ass man. Grow up and say what's what. If you don't want to talk about it or address it, then fine. But at the end of the day, I don't believe he has COVID. I think that he just wasn't ready. That's what I believe. And in all honesty, if you look at how long ago was it when things fell apart with him and AJ? Well, I can't even say fell apart because nothing was never really there. But it was last month. Okay, and then now all of a sudden, it's like he's training to fight Deontay Wilder. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you look terrible, man. Like, dude does not look like he's been in shape. And that's why I was like saying when I said he saw about 300 pounds, okay, he can do it. But the amount of time they have for that fight, nah, it wouldn't be healthy, and it wouldn't be the right way to try to get to 300 pounds. And for him to try to get to 300 pounds, I'm not saying he can't do that. He's 6'9". He definitely could probably could carry that 300 pounds with no problem. But for him to get there, um, his conditioning is going to have to be crazy. He's going to have to really, really make sure he's in great shape. Because let me explain something to you. He's going to come in there carrying 300 pounds, going forward, throwing bombs, and I get it. Wilder, same way, going to have to make sure his conditioning is up. The point is, though, what I'm saying, it's not about just throwing 300 pounds on. You have to make sure that you can carry that weight properly. And anybody can get fat and out of shape. That's not the point. He needs to make sure that his power is there. He needs to make sure that he can move, the conditioning, the cardio. He needs to make sure all that is there. And for him to try, when he said he was 273 a couple of weeks ago, and then he said he's going to come in at 300 pounds. I don't know if you guys remember, and I said, I don't know how in the hell he expected to get 300 pounds this quick. It didn't click then that the fight was going to be postponed. But I did, however, in a separate video, and I said, Fury has never defended his title, so I won't be shocked if somehow it doesn't happen. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you, oh, I knew this was going to happen. No, I'm just not shocked that this fight didn't happen. And I said that shit because not only has he not ever defended his title, for some reason he just finds a way to not do it, but the fight itself just had no steam. Nothing. So all the fanboys out there lying to themselves, trying to make you think that everybody's interested in this fight. I personally think that this fight is not selling. I think that Fury, now as far as me looking at Fury, and I feel like it's just not, he probably feel like it's not worth it. And he just like, nah, in all honesty, I haven't heard anything about the fight itself. Like I said, the ticket sales, how many more tickets do they have left? Where the fuck are they fighting, first of all? Where? What channel is it going to be? All that stuff I talked about. So I'm sitting there like, now that's my thing with Fury. He looked out of shape. I don't think he was ready. And I feel like that's why he needs more time. I really feel like that's the reason. Now, when I look at Wilder, and then I look at Fury, it's like they could have been on this together for all we know. I really just don't have any faith, any belief in these guys, man. And the way Wilder does things, it's like they're both similar, man. They say a lot of shit and act like they're on top of the world, but then they turn around and contradict themselves. And it happens so often that it's just like, you just, you know what? Little boy cried wolf. Wolf actually came. Nobody believed him. Because why? You keep crying wolf all the time. So even if Fury is telling the truth, if it's really true that he has COVID, and I didn't hear anything from Fury. I just heard word that he got that he has it now. But even if that's true that he has it, they got to blame themselves, man. Let's just be real. I mean, like I said, you're not going to just put something in your body just because, and then you're worried about the effects. I get that. Like I said, myself, I was very skeptical about it, and I finally got it done. Because, like I said, I did my homework on it. It didn't come down to somebody talking me into it. I did it on my own. I made a conscious decision to do it on my own. But people that I knew that was doing it, what I learned about them is most of them didn't even really have any real information on it. They just did it hoping that it keeps them safe. So my thing was, no, I gotta look into it. Okay, so when I did, like I said, I finally got it done. How are you going to be training with different people that's coming from all over the place, and you're going to be fighting a guy? A lot of places are opening up where people don't have to wear a mask now, and I mean, just period. Like, how are you not going to protect yourself? How are you not going to make sure that you get the shot? So for me, it was like, now to sit back and just think about all this, it's like, it really just sounds like a huge excuse. I just don't think Fury was ready. I just don't think Fury was ready, man. It reminds me of when, like I said, when Tay Jones said Champ been ready, talking about Wilder was ready since October, and then all of a sudden Deontay comes out of his face and says, "Tell you the truth, I haven't even really been training." What you mean? It's not what Tay Jones said. So I really don't, this is my point when it comes to these two. And I wasn't going to order the fight anyway. I'm not really interested in the fight, but I'm talking about things. I just, answered the question. And because of what the person was asking me, talking about thinking that I was a Fury fan, like, no, listen, that has nothing to do with nothing. I don't care how much I like someone as a fighter or like a team, or I'm going to be honest about what I see. I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself. What am I gaining by telling myself someone or some team is better than what they really are? Like, why would I do that? And what do I gain out of it? You know what happens with me? That was a great fight. That was a great fight. I'm probably going to watch it again. Hey, y'all good? Y'all want something to eat? All right, cool. Nah? All right. Good seeing y'all. Get the fuck out. That's how that goes. I'm not going to sit up here and, run around. Oh, my God, I can't wait to meet Anthony Joshua. I get an autograph, man. Oh, my God. Oh, man, I got to put his face on my screensaver. I do that stupid shit, man. That's all it is for me. There's no emotional attachment. It's just simply I like to enjoy something that I feel is good, great, whatever. And you know what? It's the memories. Just like a movie that you love. You can always pop that movie and watch it whenever you want, right? Stuff like that. That's all. There's no worshiping, no idol worshiping. But that person could never, he couldn't be more wrong. I don't know Fury or Wilder as a person to say I dislike them as people. But I can tell you the things that they say and do as fighters, it's like, nah, I just can't deal with either one of them. Simple. And if you like this in front of a camera, you probably like this when the cameras are off in a lot of ways. One thing about liars, you got to understand, they will lie. Why? Because they're liars. And when they know that someone is lying for them, but they never intervene, yeah, it doesn't say anything good about you. So I like to give you guys examples. Just a lot of times I got to do it for the simple-minded people, but I do it so you guys get a clear picture of what I'm saying and what I'm getting at, because I keep hearing the same things over and over, man, about this. If Fury does something that looks shady, all the Wilder fans start going, bananas about it. Wilder do something that looks shady, all the Fury, all the vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens like that. Oh, see what Fury did? He's a bitch. Oh, see what Wilder did? He's a bitch. Hey, bro, do y'all want to see a fight, or do you want to see and keep score with who's doing what? Which is it? Because y'all feeding more into the drama, and bullshit than you are the fight itself. So what are y'all into? And personally, I just feel like he was ducking. I feel like he ducked because I just don't think he was physically ready. That dude was hitting the bag one day, and it like his ass was on top of his waist, man. Like I'm like, what the fuck is all this shit jiggling all on this dude? And I'm looking at, people got to understand something. Just like when I said, as far as like Wilder, they showing all these videos, Wilder training 4 a.m. What the fuck does it matter what time you train? I know what the video was intended to do is, oh, yo, Wilder still training. While they sleeping, we working. Man, you could have got up 4 o'clock in the morning. For all we know, it could have been 4:20. I don't know. I don't care. As long as he's training and doing what he has to do to get in the ring and win, that benefits him. Simple. But the same with Fury. Fury said he doesn't train for a particular fight. He trains to keep in shape. And there's a difference with that kind of training. Unless you are pushing yourself the same way. It's a difference. You are in shape, but not fight shape. We haven't seen any sparring from Fury either. Now you have rumors saying that, pictures of him, like, Fanon is a complete liar, man. He took a picture of Fury. I was all fucking cut. That was a picture after the Otto Wallin fight. See that, and that's the type of antics I'm talking about that people do. They're lying to you. So to take that picture and put his face on it with his eye all swollen here, and you're lying to the public, man, just to get views and get subscribers. That was an old picture. It wasn't even from this sparring match that he had, and they're saying that the guy lumped him up pretty bad. He's putting it on Fury in sparring. Yeah, well, in sparring is when you want it to happen, because you got to realize, it'll let you know too, man, I need to be in better condition. I'm not in the shape that I need to be for fight night or whatever it may be. And I believe that's what it came down to. But it's so many things that you can sit here and say about both of them to tie them together or whatever. That it's like you never know. You just never know with them. But realistically, for me, I feel like he just wasn't. I just don't think he was ready. I just don't. Is it possible that both of them already agreed? And who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I really don't even care, man. I just know that, like I said, when you have a reputation as being a liar, nobody believes you when you're telling the truth either. And so that's why I don't. It just doesn't. It just him getting COVID the way it just seems irresponsible. It's like really you're around all these people, and that's my thing. For you to be around a lot of people, you're exposed to them. They're exposed to you. Mask or no mask, there's plenty of people who caught COVID that was wearing a mask, plenty of them. So for me, it's like, well, let me do the best thing that I can let me take the shot, let me get it done, and okay, everybody's good. So for you to just neglect to do that, that's irresponsible. And I just like, how can you be that irresponsible, man? We're not gonna go get the shot. We're just gonna chance it and see what happens. And for me, let me say this: you don't have to be a fan of someone's to give them props. I don't have to like or dislike you to give you props. How many times have you held the door open for somebody who you don't even know? I didn't hold the door because I like you. I held the door just to be polite because it's courteous. You're coming behind me. I don't have to hold the door. And this is one of the things that I'm seeing with people. They think that because you're speaking truth and facts that you're a fan. No. Okay, and let me say this again. For people who are going to see this video for the first time and that haven't seen my other ones, I like Errol Spence as a fighter. I like Terence Crawford as a fighter. Between the two, I'm rocking with Errol Spence. Who do I think is holding the fight up? Errol Spence. Now, if I sit here and tell you I like Errol Spence as a fighter more and I want to see him win, does it make sense for you to sit here and say, oh, you hating on Spence? How the hell am I hating on the guy? Because I'm saying the truth of what I see. Okay, and again, gotta go back. Do you guys not remember that Errol Spence? Okay, and I would say at 147, yes, he's done more, had the better fights at 147 than Terence Crawford. Do you not remember? Nobody wanted to call out Spence when he was hot, and he was coming up. He was calling out everybody. Now that Errol Spence is the guy at 147, let's just be realistic. Okay, let's go back to the Red Hoodie video. What did Errol Spence tell Terence Crawford? He said, you ain't did nothing yet. You ain't did nothing yet. You don't come up here and just demand title shots. Like, you got to prove yourself at 147, right? Told him, go get a belt. Go get a belt, then we can fight. Terence Crawford goes out and he gets a belt. Now, here's my thing. You think Spence don't know deep down inside that, Terence Crawford is definitely a worthy opponent? You think he doesn't know that? Of course he knows that. Of course he knows Terence Crawford is a threat to him. Of course he knows that. Now they're face to face. Terence Crawford is telling him he wants this fight. Errol Spence tells him, why not fight Sean Porter? Why not take the easy route and fight Sean Porter? Is that not a fucking clear duck? Am I going to sit here? Nah, man, he ain't ducking him. He just said, no. It's a duck. He clearly admitted out of his mouth, why not take the easy route and fight Sean Porter? So I'm supposed to try to take what he said, flip it around and make it mean something else? No. He said what he meant what he said. We know that Terence Crawford is not a big draw. We know that. But he's as skilled as any of those other guys. And the thing is with Spence, he's looking to maximize his dollars. He wants to fight guys who, if he can fill out an arena, if he gets the right dance partner and they can make something happen and it's less risk, hey, he wants to unify, right? So I said, well, the last piece of that puzzle would be against Terence Crawford then. So should he beat Pacquiao? Then what happens now? What happens after that? Don't tell me Terence Crawford ain't a big enough name. Then you go up to 140, 154 and fight somebody like Tony Harrison because he's not a big name either. He can fight. He's not a big name either. So Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with saying that. I have no problem with saying that. You guys are the ones who have a problem with just being honest and being real with yourselves. I don't know what you think you're gaining, or how does that make you feel good that you can just make excuses up for somebody just because you like them as a fighter. But at the end of the day, it does nothing for me. And I gotta be honest about it, man. That fight is not happening simply because Errol Spence don't want that fight right now. Simple. Simple. Crawford's not holding the fight up. Which, by the way, from what I understand, he re-signed with Top Rank. So nobody can sit here and keep crying for Terrence Crawford if he's not getting the fights that he wants. Because, I mean, we all came to that conclusion that he needs to go elsewhere. He needs to go somewhere. I mean, he's not getting anything done with the PBC, with Top Rank. So, and when you have the majority of the popular fighters coming from the PBC, they don't want that fight either. So I don't know what Terrence Crawford's going to do, but that's what him and his team got to figure out. But I don't think, like I said, I don't believe, I mean, the excuse, like I said, I could be wrong, but I don't believe that excuse. I don't believe the excuse, that he's given. When Povetkin beat Dillian White, that fight got postponed like twice, right? And, we heard the same thing. COVID. He was finally got in the ring. Dillian White did what he had to do and he got him out of there. A lot of people didn't believe what Povetkin said. Okay. I don't have a bunch of videos and a bunch of, or like a history of Povetkin making up lies, like something that we know about. So my thing was, if you don't believe him, why do you believe Tyson Fury? Now Teofimo Lopez, his fight's been postponed. Now all of a sudden he has COVID. And my thing to any of these fighters, how are you going to be a professional fighter? Like I said, in and out of everybody's face. You're sparring guys, you're this close. And you're not going to go get tested? I mean, you're not going to get vaccinated? So the people coming in, do you know if they've been tested or not? Sounds like bullshit to me. And I feel like COVID is the new excuse. COVID is the new way out. Simple. COVID is the new way out. Tickets not selling. Something ain't going right. You know what? I'm just going to tell the people I got COVID, man. I don't want to carry on. Oh, man, I don't think I'm in the shape I need to be. You know what? I'm going to tell the people I got COVID. Just saying. I'm really not buying that excuse, man. I'm really not. Who's to say, even though the fight has been postponed until October, who's to say that one won't get postponed? Who's to say that? We don't know that. And I've already made videos talking about, will Wilder accept Dillian White's challenge, because we know that Fury's out. Do you want to do all that hard training that you posted up, right? Snippets of it anyway. You want to do all of that? Just don't fight anybody? Yeah. And this is what I'm saying, why, like, you never know. You never know. You just never know with the two of them. They could be in cahoots with this. I wouldn't be shocked. I really would not be surprised. But just keeping it on Fury, I just think he wasn't ready. That's what I'm going to go with. Now, I'm giving you my opinion, not a fact. Aries, facts are not opinions, and neither are yours. I'm just telling you what I think. And I did this video simply because, like I said, someone was thinking that I'm a fan of Fury's because I was saying something that favored Fury over Wilder. No, I'm nobody's fan. Fury's yet to speak. We'll sit back and listen. Wait to hear what he has to say about this. Let's see what type of mindset he has. Does he sound like the same old Fury? We don't know that. We haven't heard anything. And, the other thing that looks really suspicious is because we were told that Tyson Fury, a team member. Okay, that's what every video was labeled. A team member of Tyson Fury has COVID. Then all of a sudden, he gets COVID. I mean, can you imagine Sugar Ray Leonard about to fight Duran? Angelo Dundee has the flu. Fight is off. Okay, but Sugar Ray don't have the fucking flu. Huh? He don't have the flu. Fight off. Fighter get in the ring and hurt himself. Trainer's like, nah, man, we got to fight through pain. You gonna call the fight off because somebody in your team get sick. Oh shit, Ray can't fight. Angelo Dundee got a cold. Nah, stop it. So, you know what I'm saying, and all of a sudden we hear that Fury has it. Don't you think that would have been the focus more than anything else? So what I'm saying is, where did that story even come from? That people would report that a team member, right? It would make more sense if the very first story you heard was that Fury has COVID. You know, was it designed to say, oh, well, Fury got COVID from that person? I mean, I don't know. But it just sounds like an irresponsible, you know, excuse to me. That's what it sounds like to me. And maybe Fury hasn't spoken to the people yet because he just haven't thought of something to say. That could be it. That could be it. But again, I'm not a fan of anyone's. You know, I respect what guys, what fighters do. I appreciate what they do when they give us great fights, but there's no fanboyism going on over here. I call it down the middle on everybody. If a person is not doing anything, I have no reason to call. I'm not just looking for something to call a person out on, because you guys make up shit about other people and then you want to tell us that and we're supposed to run with it because you're saying it. Nah, it's not how that works. It's not how that works. And the fact of the matter is, all that shit that Wilder was talking behind Fury's back, he need to keep that same energy and don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Because the first time it was Wilder that was holding the fight up. Now it's Fury holding the fight up. Why I said I think these two is made for each other. Because they do, as different as they are, they have a lot of similarities when it comes to bullshit. That's real talk, man. That is real talk. Anyways, just wanted to get this video out. Make this known. Just give my thought on it. No, I don't believe the bullshit. Just like I don't believe Teofimo Lopez has COVID. And it's funny because the business is not, business is not picking up like they wanted it to. And all of a sudden, if you notice, it's a pattern of every time tickets are not selling like they're supposed to, or just it's something. Fighter not in shape the way he's supposed to be, something. All of a sudden, they have COVID. And the time frame from now, being July to October, is for what? Why is this space so far apart? Shit, Povetkin supposedly had COVID twice. It was something happened to him, and all of his shit. Him and Dillian White fought less time than that. So you talking about, August, September. Damn, three months away, and they said October 24th. So yeah. We talking 3 months away, man. So either way, that's my thoughts on that, man. And like I said, I answered this question after thinking about what I heard, come out of Fury's mouth and the way he just the things he do and say. It's really one of those things you can't believe nothing. I don't know. Whatever Fury says is just like whatever. Wilder no different. Whatever comes out of his mouth is like you hear it, but it's like I can't trust what these guys are saying, man. Anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch you on the next video.